code so slick, circus they gobble. Encrypted hustle, no chains, no marbles. Faster than the rest, cost stays humble. Breaking through the game, watch others crumble. Nobody do it like this, circus in the mist. Faster, cheaper, sharper, crypto alchemist. Others stuck in the lane, flipping the twist. Gobble circus, baby, we the future, don't miss. Others move slow, we quantum and speed. Blocks they can't touch, fulfilling the need. Chains bound tight, but we unshackled. While they debug, our code is tackled. What they can't do, we already done. That game outdated, we just begun. Algorithms flex, they can't compete. Circuits garble, but the vision concrete. Nobody do it like this, circus in the mist. Faster, cheaper, sharper, crypto alchemist. Others stuck in the lane, we flipping the twist. Garble circus, baby, we the future, don't miss.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome to episode 42, season 2 of COTI Confidential this Sunday, December 7th, 2025. I'm back with Soeren after a couple weeks hiatus. What's up, man? How's it going?
Yeah, it's going well, man. What about you? How was your holidays?
It was beautiful, perfect, awesome, last minute, totally impulsive, totally wicked. I have no complaints, man.
That's the best way. That's the best way. Well, I'm getting settled into single dad life. I've sent my wife off on a trip abroad for quite a while. Let's see when she'll get back. So I'm settled into single life. So my daughter's been vomiting half the week, and we've been making gingerbread cookies the other half of the week.
You can't tell, but I am extremely dark right now. Eli says I got no tan.
You caught a good tan there, mate.
He can't see it, but like it's pretty wild, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much of a tan in Canada this winter.
No. All right, let's get right into it. My favorite time of the week. It's the weekly update with the destroyer of wealth, the Viking, Mr. Soeren Jensen.
That's me. Yeah, so in this week's update, I wanted to focus a little bit on what we're doing for builders in our ecosystem, because it's actually quite a long list of things that we're putting in place for them. And of course, you know, when you build an ecosystem and you're trying to make it a vibrant, interesting ecosystem, it's a lot more than just collecting logos, which is basically, you know, the big glossy partnerships that grab the headlines. It's you need to make it a place where people want to come and build, and I think COTI has done a tremendous amount of work to make that a reality. And of course, at the very foundation of it is the fact that the COTI network is cheap and it's fast. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about gas fees and L2s and L1s and all that stuff at the moment. COTI, as usual, is a little bit ahead of the game on this. It's super cheap to transact on our blockchain, and we've already seen examples of how fast it is, both with or without the privacy layer in play. We do talk a lot about privacy because that's our main thing. But for the builders, that's just really an added bonus that they can add privacy features into the dApps that they're building. So even though it's lightning fast as well, it's really just a bonus for them. So what other things do builders need? Well, they need a place where they can go to start their journey. And for the experienced coders, it's a place like docs.coti.io, where we have all the SDKs, the smart contract templates, etc., etc. There's tons of information there. For the less experienced coders, the starting point is Yarrow Labs, and Yarrow Labs they're really in the process of creating a very, very solid foundation for people who want to build in our ecosystem. You'll find a whole bunch of instructional videos. You got experienced coders that will help you out when you get stuck. You got a 10-week bootcamp program where you can sign up no matter where in the world you are. They got in-person events now throughout Southeast Asia. And this basically ensures that you can be handheld to the extent necessary throughout your entire journey of building. And that's not all that we're doing. We have a number of partnerships that are specifically designed to add value to people building on our network. They're not designed to create transaction volume or create glossy headlines or anything like that. But they're equally important. So the latest one we signed up was ChainGPT, which is a launch platform that can support you through IDOs, private sales, and various options for gaining traction for your project, the various buzz campaigns and things like that. You got letsexchange.io, where you have developer-ready APIs, revenue sharing, and access to more than 5 assets across 300 plus blockchains. So if you're building an app where you'd like to have a swap facility as a part of your app, Let's Exchange can do that for you. Crossmint is a great one that's there to give you enterprise-grade tools that you may need for your app, AI agents, wallets, payment functionality, and much more. And it's super, super easy. People are building on it like mad. Third Web has a bunch of developer-friendly tools, including SDKs and APIs for on-ramps and bridges. And COTI infrastructure. I'm not sure what that means. So they got infrastructure tools to assist you with the smart contract deployment and management. You got Pools, which is another launchpad that'll help builders get most out of their launch in a very secure and structured manner. Some of the things that we use on a daily basis, but still part of the builders' attraction, if you like, is Carbon DeFi, which is a permissionless trading platform. So if you're looking to launch your project with a token, Carbon DeFi is an easy place to do it. So these are some of the examples. I'm sure there's a few more that I missed out on. But these are some of the examples of what's available to builders on our network. And of course, we'll be continuing to add more. Building is hard. It can also be a little bit costly. And that's why we should always remember we have the COTI Builders Program, which is a platform for you to seek financial assistance in the form of a grant from the COTI Foundation. Grants vary in size, but can be as high as $100,000. So not small amounts that we're talking about here potentially. So, and why do we want builders? You know, they're essential for our ecosystem. The great partnerships is all good, but the builders, the day-to-day builders, they'll bring the variety, they'll bring the traffic, and they'll bring inspiration to other builders. So it's one of these things that will compound very, very nicely as we go through the coming months and quarters. So yeah, we may need 1 or 2 logos to make us famous, but actually the builders are the true foundation of our ecosystem. So that was the sort of headlines for the week. So more a general rundown on why I think the builders are important. I see a lot of people questioning on a regular basis, why are we giving out all these tokens for this, for that, for the other thing? Well, it's the cost of acquisition. When you want builders to come and build with you, they have a ton of choices. So you gotta sweeten the deal a little bit, and it'll all pay off very handsomely. And then of course we got you can go to Crafter using the link at the end of my update. You can go to Crafter and mint the week's headlines. So one of the headlines is actually that COTI has now hit 100,000 active wallets as a result of the 1.5 season that we've had of COTI. I know a few of these wallets are farmer wallets, bot wallets, but there's actually quite a lot of new people coming to the ecosystem that way around. So those were the words on that.
Thank you, sir. Excellent as always. I need to catch up on collecting my headlines because I haven't done that for a while. It's so funny, man. I love it.
Yeah, and it's actually the headlines are much harder to do than the update. The update sort of comes by itself, but the headlines I gotta actually put some creative thinking in for a day or two to come up with something that's not too lame.
Yeah. All right, you wanted me to bring something else up here. It's a new community resource called the COTI Portal.
Yeah, it's one of these things we got lots of community members are building, and some of these things go a little bit unnoticed. So I thought we should bring this up. This is Reggie's little project, but I'll let you walk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked too much at it, but I thought this was pretty cool. Is the order book layout? It's pretty neat. Let me just quickly, I'm going to put the website up here if you want to just chat for a second. There we go. Okay. That's the website URL right there. Yeah, but he's got a bunch of stuff in here, eh? He aggregates the news. Well, will be, I guess. Oh yeah, there we go. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but you guys can check it out for yourselves. But he's even got links, I think, to us here. Yeah, the Who's Tracer on YouTube, which will obviously pop up the COTI Confidential.
Yeah, so it's a good, and also for people who are just fresh into the ecosystem, who may have come in through COTI. This is a good starting point actually for them. Yeah, it's it's the beginner's version of docs.coti.io, and it's got all the relevant information about the project, what's going on, and what's available to people. So I like it. Of course, lots of this stuff I know already, so I don't use it that much, to be honest, personally. But I think it's a great resource for people that are coming in and don't know too much about the ecosystem yet. And we got loads of those.
Yeah, and it's a really good point because for some of us who are just all over everything, we already have everything followed. We've been following for so long. Maybe you'll look at this as a bit redundant, but it's a great aggregated resource for people who are new to the ecosystem who haven't followed everything, or maybe just I know how it is for some of the secondary projects of mine. It's like I kind of lean on other people to go that I know who are involved in the project, and I go, hey, like can you tell me a little bit more, like what's been happening in the past year and stuff. So I always like these kinds of places, like the FAQ database, that I'm not sure I don't think it's still being updated, but for years was such a great resource that from COTI Unity that even the admins in Telegram were pointing to it. And that's how you know that your initiative is a success. So
yeah.
I look forward to seeing, what more comes from COTI Portal.
Yeah, no, and I think this is the sort of thing I'd like to see people link to it a lot more in the Telegram groups, because it is a genuine resource. There's no wallet links or anything like that, so it's a fairly safe place to go. And it's got loads of information that people actually regularly ask for.
Whoops. Here's another one that we haven't talked about yet. We started talking about Crafter back in the day, and whoops. Here's another one we haven't talked about yet that's being debuted here on COTI Confidential. But it's funny, you know, I had this idea for a COTI.tv website. That's the website URL. And so, of course, as I started to kind of play with it, I went to Jan and I said, Jan, you do a lot of this stuff. Like, what's the best way to accomplish this and this and that? And a couple weeks later, he was sending me screenshots on things that he was working on. I don't know if Rix was involved with this too, but if you do scroll to the bottom, you will see that it is built with love by Crafter. So I kind of just had this idea that I pushed towards Jan, and I was like, what do you think about this? You know what I mean? What's the best way to do this? And yeah, he ended up building it all. So this is still a beta. And again, it's another one of these community resources where if at first look, it's like, we don't need another place to just go look at COTI's videos, because as a seasoned COTI follower, we know where to go. But I just want to tell you a little bit about what the point is about this one. So it is a beta. It hasn't been fully curated yet, but I want it to be curated by the community. Soeren, you were just talking about connecting to the website. So connecting to this website at this point is only for the admins to authenticate so that we can go and approve any of the submitted videos. So at this point, anybody can submit a video. It does not get put up until it's approved by either myself or Soeren or a couple of you other people, which I'm going to reach out to help, moderate this thing. Okay, what's the point of COTI TV? Why do we need another place? When you see people coming into the Telegram and they find this video of somebody talking about, for instance, price action from a smaller, could be smaller, big account, but they put it in the Telegram, and sometimes the Telegram is flying and then, you know, people don't really notice it. Well, this is a perfect place to aggregate those types of videos. People who don't often talk about COTI, but they'll do a video, one here, you know, we can put it here. So I know there's a lot of people that like to do it on Telegram or repost on Twitter. This is a great place to submit those videos because you can go and look at all of the third-party stuff. Yes, there will be tutorials on here. There will be partner videos and stuff like that, but I don't want to fill it up with a bunch of historical COTI stuff. That's not the point. It's to keep the freshest, you know, videos, mostly third-party, of people talking about everything from fundamentals to price and beyond. That's what this is for. So if you're submitting a video that doesn't get approved, it's probably because we don't see the point. You have a chance, and if you look here to submitting a video, you can give your description and everything else. So let's say it's a video that's got a whole bunch of stuff in it, right? But there's a specific section about COTI that talks. You can put in your description, it talks about price action at 25 minutes and 30 seconds, right? So the more info you give us when you're submitting a video and stuff like that, it'll help us, you know, find a reason to put it up.
If somebody does that, Tracer, will you then cut away all the other stuff?
We started up talking about Crafter back in the...
Will you then cut away all the other stuff and just focus on that timestamp period where the COTI action is, or will you put up the whole video? How does that work?
I wonder if Jan is listening right now. So again, it's a beta. We're just working through it. We want the community's help to populate it. One of the features I do want to add to this is clipping. Right, you know how you can make clips in YouTube, and so I'm hoping that eventually we can submit those clips and then put them in that way. But the other thing is too, is like, let's say I'm moderating this and I see something, and like say it's a video for RAN or somebody, or MM crypto or whatever, and it has a section that's really important. Well, like I might just want to like go and clip it myself and then post it and bring it up. So if you think it's really powerful, just in that description, you don't have to necessarily be describing the video for us. You could be saying, look, at this point, there's some really good stuff about COTI. Like, I think you should clip this, or I think we should, sample this. So right now it's kind of, that's a manual process. But I do think that clipping is going to be a good feature to have. So submit your videos, stuff that you think is, fresh and pertinent. And if you want to be on the admin side of things, don't hesitate to reach out to Soeren or I. But yeah, a big thank you to Jan. He is just so helpful for these things. And he's going to be working on other stuff for me soon, but this was kind of like really cool, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I want to add one comment to this, why this is actually a super resource. Try it yourself if you don't believe me, but when you go on YouTube, for instance, and just put COTI whatever in the search field, it's a lottery. What comes out. You may get some old videos, you may get some new videos, you may get some videos that are very little relevance to COTI. Plus you get lots of adverts and all sorts of nonsense that you don't need. Once this gets going, this is a much better way to do it. Yeah. You go here and you make sure that you are 100% sure that the videos that are uploaded here on this portal is all about COTI and 100% relevant. And for instance, a price action video will only stay there for maybe a week, maybe two, so that you're not sitting looking at price action videos when COTI was 25 cents and now it's 50 cents. That was my little bit of hopium I sneakily put in for the day.
Yeah.
But to make sure that particularly price action videos are updated regularly, because the market moves so quickly.
Yeah, I say this a lot on COTI Confidential, but like a lot of this is up to us guys, right? Like we need to do our part. When people say work for your bags, that's kind of what we're doing here. So it gives the newer community members a place to focus, because it's hard to find videos on this kind of stuff sometimes. So that's
Eli
the point.
Pointing
that's
out
why
in
we're
the
doing
comments
it.
that Eli was just pointing out in the comments that you look for COTI, you get the Citibank videos sometimes. Yeah. So YouTube's great and all, but it also has its issue. This is completely and utterly dedicated to COTI and our partners, and we're seeing so much video content all the time. So it won't be long until we get this very nicely populated, guaranteed. So great work from Crafter, great work from you, Tracer. So thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it, actually.
And another point, just because you kind of said it and I glazed over it, but partner videos, I think it's really important. It's a real important place to go and see, because it's hard to follow everything Bancor is doing and Privex and et cetera, Aureus, and you could go on and on and on. So the really interesting things that they're working on, I hope that that those get posted here as well. So kind of, it isn't just for COTI. It is definitely like, I could see a world where there's more partner videos than COTI specific videos in here. But it's everything about the ecosystem, from tutorial to price action, etc. That's what COTI TV is for. And please help us populate it with the best videos that you're seeing about COTI.
Yeah, and these two examples that we brought up today, we've obviously been off the air for a couple of weeks. And these two examples that we brought up today are just two small but not insignificant examples of how the flywheel of our ecosystem just keeps accelerating and accelerating and accelerating. There are more people building. The quality of what's being built is getting really good. And it's going to continue, and it's going to get more, because we are going to grow as an ecosystem. There's absolutely no way that we're not. So, I know people are very focused on price action and all these things, but as an ecosystem, we are definitely growing. There's so much more coming. and new stuff all the time. And when it's done by community members, we need to shout loud about it, because that's really what we want. We want community members building. We want Yarrow projects. Hopefully we can start featuring some of those soon. I know they'll not be relevant for most of us because they are sort of localized projects, but it'd be really nice to see what the people out there are building. So no, I'm super happy that we had these two examples today.
What else is on your radar, sir?
Well, I spoke a little bit. Yeah, go on.
What's the big news in the past 2 weeks for you?
Well, the big news for me is that we talk a lot about Privex, yeah, and there is absolutely no doubt, there's zero doubt that Privex is the killer app in our ecosystem.
You're stealing my talking points.
Yeah, I mean, they took 6 months to the first billion of trading volume. The second billion of trading volume took 7 days or 8 days. And I can tell you that tonight or tomorrow morning, depends a little bit, could be either or, they'll cross the third trading billion. Yeah, and they are trading with agents now. They're beta testing, so it's either some internal agents that they're testing, or it's a whitelist of people that they're allowing to test. The agents are competing with each other to see who can perform the best. So people are refining their setups. This thing will really bring eyes and ears to Privex. Now over to you.
Carter and I were at the gym a couple days ago, and we were at the end of our workout, and we were sitting in the pool, and this kid couldn't have been like 7 or 8 years old, and he's just like throwing a ball around. And he walks up to us and he goes, and he starts talking about AI and trading just out of the blue. And so Carter, of course, like just starts staring at me because it was like, so he starts talking about how AI was out trading humans. And so I started talking about agentic volume, but anyway, so that was just kind of like, it was just like kind of a surreal moment, because this 8-year-old, he wasn't talking about crypto, he's talking stocks, but everybody keeps, people are starting to take notice, right? And in the past couple weeks, I have talked to a few people about agents and how big I think that's going to be. And again, man, it's just every time I start talking to people like indirectly about COTI or COTI specifically, it's like, to me, and this is just me, but it's again, fees and everything, it's hard to wrap your head around how this is ever going to make sense. And it's like, to me, other than the CBDCs and all that kind of serious stuff, that I agree with Soeren, it's a long time frame thing. But agentic volume, those are numbers that we can't understand. Like, these agents could be going in and out of trades faster than a human can think, right? And every one of those transactions, you just, even though, like I was saying to my son after we were talking about this kind of stuff, he's like, he was asking about agentic volume and what the hell is that, right? And I was saying to him, even if some of these trades, like depending on how you set your agent, even if this agent is taking like a couple pennies profit over and over again, well, if the fee was high, it wouldn't make sense. But if every time you're taking profit on a couple pennies and it's worth a fraction of a penny, well, you still don't care, right? Because profit is profit. So I don't know, man. Agentic volume, Privex.
And we've had a lot of people.
There's a reason why it's so cheap, man. And
yeah,
I just.
Yeah. And let me give you an example of this. I just looked it up while you were talking now. 2 days ago, there were 55,000 trades on Privex. Yeah. And those trades brought in an accumulated platform revenue of $46. Yeah. And people, they're laughing. They're saying, Okay, how the hell are these guys gonna survive if they have 55,000 transactions and they make $46? That does not make sense at all. No, it makes perfect sense, because the goal here is not 55,000 transactions per day. That's for maximum a handful of agents, maybe even less. Yeah. Think 2, 3, 4, 500 agents. Think thousands of agents once this starts catching on, and think millions of transactions per day, tens of millions of transactions per day. Yeah, because you made the point very, very nicely. These trading agents, they trade faster than us. They trade with no emotion. They go in, out. You've given them a specific set of parameters that they follow, and they follow it 24/7, no emotion, nothing. they just keep doing it, and that's why agentic trading is going to be so big, and that's why Privex are doing it in exactly the right manner. Yeah, it's not about 55,000 transactions per day. It's not about 155,000 transactions per day. Don't forget about all that. The end goal here is tens of millions of transactions, eventually hundreds of millions of transactions per day. That's the end goal. Yeah. And imagine the trading volumes in the way that PerpDexes calculate their trading volume. Yeah. We're going to talk many $billion per day in trading volume in this perp calculation. So that's the target, and that's why if they do this right, this is going to be our killer app, because there aren't that many places where you can trade with agents now, and there are 0 places where you can trade privately with agents. 0. So when Privex switches the privacy on top of that agentic network, boom. Yeah, I know it's hard. The only thing I'm concerned about with all of that is it's so hard to get cut through all the noise in crypto. You need to actually put a little bit of effort in. They probably need a couple of whale traders to sort of drum up the interest for this, because if you don't, we could have that's my only real concern, is we have this amazing product and only 200 people use it. They might still generate 1 million transactions per day, but that is that's not the sky's the limit stuff. It's much bigger than this. The goal here is to get thousands of people setting up their agents or copy trading. If you go and look at the agents, the way they're set up on Privex, you can see already now that you will be able to subscribe, for lack of a better word. You'll be able to subscribe to an agent that is particularly successful. And so you subscribe and you put $500 in the vault, as they called it. And then that agent just continuously run the trades for his master. And whatever his masters win or lose, you win or lose with your $500. You see it on a lot of stock market trading platforms where you have this copy trading. There'll be a similar setup here. And so, yeah, I'm totally convinced, and nothing's going to move me from this, that this is our killer app. Because first of all, a lot of exchanges are going to see this and they're going to say, maybe we should have some of this. Why don't we have that? Yeah, because FHE and T's and CK and all that good stuff, they can't do this at scale. They can't do this 1 million times per day. We can. Yeah, they can't. Yeah, and it's going to bring a lot of when Privex gets into the top 5 on the PerpDex rankings list. Yeah, that's going to get a lot of eyes on our network, on Privex. When they blow past number 1, which they will, then all hell's going to break loose. So definitely a killer right now there.
You can't be the new kid on the block that's saying that we have this product that does better in every category and have it be expensive with nobody using it.
No.
Right. It doesn't make sense. So
And
you need to be the best, and in crypto, like more than anything, you have to be the cheapest, because if you're both and it's real, then eventually somebody's going to figure it out. And like agents can't be real successful use of AI agents can't be hampered by expensive transactions and congestion.
No.
Right. So this is the 2 years plus of foresight into this. And in the past 6+ months, every time I try to figure out like how is this going to work, it's like it has to be this. It has to be this. If it's not this, then I don't know what it is. Because everybody knows that CBDCs, et cetera, like that is a slow time frame. It really is. So there had to be something imminent, right? And Privex has been there since the very, very beginning. So it just all roads, and in some ways, the success of COTI in the immediate future, I don't know, man. It's all eyes on Privex. People say, that we talk about Privex too much, but for me, it's the linchpin. It's the thing that's going to launch us. It's the difference maker. It's our flagship product.
No, I mean things like Axela, Plume, all these things that are going to come after the Helium hard fork, going to start coming online. It's all great. Yeah, and those are a little bit more the logo type that I talked about in the weekly update. They are names that are recognizable across the industry. So a little bit more logo type. But Axela, I don't know, 20, 30,000 transactions per day is what I'm thinking. Plume, maybe 5,000 transactions per day. Yeah, there'll be high value transactions, but they still doesn't matter high value, low value. We don't know because they'll be private, and they still only count as one transaction. Yeah, Privex is different in that way also, because Privex will be running millions and millions of transactions per day. They will really properly test the network, and it'll be thanks to Privex that we're going to need. Our nodes ecosystem is going to start to become really relevant really soon. If we're going to start running at multi-million transactions per day, we're going to need a little bit more than the dozen or so node operators that we have today. So we do talk a lot about Privex, but it is for good reason, because I'm like you. I don't see yet the next killer app in our ecosystem. I don't see the next one, if I'm being totally honest.
I mean, I do see, the next killer app in a serious, native integration with MetaMask or MyEtherWallet or Encrypt, Safe, etc. Right? There's one. Right?
No, absolutely, but it's also a slow burner, Tracer, because we put the wallet infrastructure in. We gotta get MyEtherWallet, we gotta get Encrypt, we gotta get Porter, Carbon, all these guys onto a similar sort of thing. Yeah, but the wallet infrastructure and the Snap infrastructure, that's basically for stablecoins. If we try to boil it down to what it's really about, it's probably will be about stablecoins, which is a killer app for crypto. Yeah, but the stablecoin market is already getting heavily congested, and it's only going to get worse. And we could onboard, in a year from now, we could have onboarded 50 stablecoins, and nobody would bat an eyelid, because there's now 10 or 15,000 stablecoins out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it is a killer app, but it's a killer app for crypto in general. Private agentic trading, everyone, and this is the difference. Everyone thinks privacy is great, really needed. And everyone thinks that agentic trading is going to be big. Who's combining the two? Yeah. You show me one trading platform that's combining the two. Yeah, I know people will say Asta, but Asta is not really private. It's a centralized platform where it's being kept private from everyone, assuming that you trust the centralized authority that's keeping it private. Yeah, COTI is decentralized privacy. There's a huge difference there. Yeah. And show me one platform overall where you can do 1,000 trades for a little less than $1. Yeah, and I'll give you 1,000 COTI. I'll put up the bounty now. It's 1,000 COTI if you can show me one platform, trading platform, where you can do 1,000 trades for less than $1. You can't. Yeah, my 1,000 COTI is safe, but I'm putting up the bounty anyway.
You know, another thing I would be excited.
Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
No, and this is what people are missing, this big picture with Privex. It takes a long time if you want to infiltrate a Telegram discussion and start explaining to people what it's actually about. To explain it here in the show takes a couple of minutes, but it's definitely, this is the big picture. Yeah, we're not talking millions of trades, 10 millions, hundreds of millions of trades, because these agents will just keep going. Yeah, nothing to bloody stop them. Sorry.
When you said that 1,000 COTI thing, I knew it was just food for that guy to post this. I was just waiting for it to come. One thing I could get really excited about is people don't like Jed, whatever. Jed's just Cardano. I get it. But a true private cross-chain Jed, that I could get with, multi-collateral assets, reserve assets, that I could get really excited about really, really fast. So I don't want to fade something like that. But yeah, Privex, agentic trading, private trading, wallets with true embedded privacy. The Snap is great. Proof of concept, awesome product. It lets anybody go on, download it to their desktop, show it to the world, let them see it in action. But it's not going to be, it's not going to have that network effect that who talks about all the time. But it is.
That is true. It is not yet. Yeah. And it's going to be, like you talked about the CBDCs, they're a slow burner. Maybe they'll come, maybe they won't, but it'll be a long time before we figure this out. Yeah. You can see already now all the typical politics in CBDCs, all the toing and throwing back and forth, and nothing gets bloody done with politicians in charge of these things. So you see it already. Stable coins, definitely brilliant. And once people start to figure out that if they run their own business with, let's say you have a small, medium-sized business and you're building on COTI, you have 5 suppliers and 5 employees, and you decide, oh, bloody hell, I can build my own stablecoin. Yeah, so I could build my own stablecoin, and I could do it all on COTI. I can build the stablecoin on COTI. I can build the swap facility on COTI. I can do everything private. So nobody knows what I'm paying my suppliers. Nobody knows I'm paying the salary. All it takes is for people to start connecting those dots. And then we're actually talking that enterprise kind of business that COTI used to chase, which was exactly that. All those building element, all those elements are in place to build this now. Yeah, with all the things that we're adding for the builders, it's not hard. Yeah, it takes you an hour to build a stablecoin. Yeah, and probably takes you a few weeks to vibe code the beginnings of a platform. I know you need to do a little bit more than just vibe code it, because it's not yet safe enough. So let's say it takes you a couple of months, and you got a stable coin, and you got a swap facility and bridge, you got all that stuff. And people are I'm looking forward to people starting to use that, because it's really all there. But it's not the killer. It's not the killer app that'll get us get us the headlines. It's not the killer app that will get everyone thinking about us. Yeah, Jet, super exciting. Yeah, but I also don't think Jet's too safe. It's too boring. Yeah, so the big boys of the world of well finance, they need something a little bit more fast and loose, I think. Yeah, but Jet's gonna be brilliant. Private Jet's gonna be fantastic. Yeah, but Privex, that's the killer app, because that's what no one else does.
Want to take a minute for thanking everybody for being here, and if you guys could please, whether you're on X or YouTube, please repost the space to X and let everybody know that we're live right now. And I'm curious, I have not used this yet. I don't know if you have, Soeren, but I just want to ask the chat as well. Has anybody used Let's Exchange yet? Because that's something that a lot of people were asking for, right? A way to trade, we'll call it, V2 COTI. But have you used it?
I had a brief look. My single dad lifestyle does not afford me as much time anymore to experiment with these things. I got to mop floors and do laundry. So no, I haven't had a proper look at it. But I think Maurice had quite a good look at it and said it works seamlessly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trading COTI right now, so I'm not doing anything like that. Like maybe I will go and bridge some rewards, but yeah, just curious to hear what it's like, because it was a recurring comment that you saw on the Telegram, and now it's there. So I'm just wondering if anybody's used it and how it works. I also haven't played with Houdini Swap yet, which I should probably go check out. But a lot of news in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, no.
What'd you think of the recent? What'd you think of the recent COTI show?
No, I thought it was. I thought it was good, but I also noticed that the people from the team are working incredibly hard. Yeah, they definitely they look like they could do with a little bit less work and more sleep. If you want my honest opinion, and I think it's important that we make this comment, because we always have a lot of people say, "Oh, what the hell are the team doing? Why are they not doing this? Why are they not doing that? Marketing this, marketing that. Let's do, come on, guys." Yeah, these guys are absolutely working their pants off. Yeah, they're working super hard. Joshua made the comment the other day that he wished there was two of him. And, I know people have probably seen Shahaf was at the Formula One in Abu Dhabi this weekend. The only reason why he's there is because he's going to the Middle East, the Abu Dhabi Finance Week, or whatever it's called, next week. So he's going to have tons of meetings and do a couple of talks and sit in a few panels. So, they are working. Yeah, go on.
They even sent Yair on the road, so that was cool.
Yeah, Habibi. Yeah, he was at the Bitcoin conference, the Binance conference in Dubai. Joshua has been meeting with high-level government people in Cambodia, I think it was. Yeah, and I think it was Poodle Jay with the Poodle, who asked the other day, "What are we actually getting out of this?" Poodle Jay. No, because we got we got Conspiracy Jay and we got Poodle Jay.
Yeah. GTA J.
GTA J and Poodle J. Yeah. That's the only way I can keep track of them. So Poodle J asked, "What are we actually getting out of Yaru? Yeah, why are we throwing all this money? Why are we throwing all these tokens after Yaru? Yeah, and there are a couple of good things that we're getting out of it. We're getting a lot of use cases. You will see a whole bunch of use cases. You had recently a guy who was running decryption of data on the privacy layer, and he could actually do that, and it was faster than Google Cloud. And of course, Google Cloud doesn't have the privacy part. But the whole operation was faster than Google Cloud, and it is cheaper than a subscription to Google Cloud. I can absolutely guarantee that. And similar to that, we're going to see a lot of use cases, actually, proofs of concept, if you like, from a lot of these smaller projects. So that's one thing. The other thing is, don't forget, Joshua is an absolute master at building networks. He's got an unrivaled network spanning the globe. So when he sets about making high-level government contacts in Southeast Asia, you can bet your bottom dollar that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah. So yeah, and of course we're getting a lot of people into the ecosystem this way. So we're getting a lot of good things out of Yarrow, but you're not seeing the full impact of this yet. It'll take a little time to embed itself properly in our ecosystem, but it'll come.
I know that, Eli lovingly refers to you as the destroyer of wealth. I'm going to start referring to you as the front runner. And I'm going to have to start muting you because you keep going into my next thing and low key saying the things I want to say. But first thing I was going to say is, I hope the Yarrow core team realizes the dream job that they fell into, because it sounds like just an amazing opportunity to be part of that team and doing what they're doing and traveling all over the world. And I am totally not jealous. Just kidding. I am totally jealous. But when people start to say, this is COTI Confidential, right? And I'm feeling a little spicy, so I'm going to say it. And I wouldn't usually say this, but people ask, what a lot of people like to ask, but how does this benefit the holders in any project, from NFTs to token projects? You'll see them doing things and you'll go, but how does this benefit the holders? The biggest thing we get from Yarrow, I'll say it straight up, man. The biggest thing we get from Yarrow is Joshua. He is so important to what COTI's building right now. He's like a force of nature. And we talk about having a line to him, which has been not severed lately, but he is, like Soeren said, wishing he had two of them. He is so busy that, we haven't got our, one-to-ones, or not one-to-ones, but our group chats with Joshua, which Soeren and I are both missing. But if you're ever kind of feeling down or, upset with where things are, you sit in a room with somebody like Joshua and you come out of there. It's just like, you feel like you got hit by a freight train. Like, what the hell just happened? He can speak so eloquently and so, humbly about some of the stuff that they're working on. And it's really just mind-boggling, because you can sit in a one-on-one with him and he talks to you like he's your best friend, but he's also sitting with princes and high delegates. And it's just, this guy is an absolute powerhouse. So we should be grateful to have him along and be doing everything we can to keep him happy. And Yarrow is definitely, I don't want to call it his pet project, because he is very conscious. Every time you talk to Joshua, he's very conscious about being responsible with ecosystem dollars. And he really believes in this thing. And when you hear him talk about it and what they're doing, it makes a lot of sense to me. And so I'm hoping that we get to hear more of that kind of stuff from Joshua. And a lot of it is probably super confidential, right? Because Soeren and I just kind of we leave those meetings and, sometimes it's like we didn't really get anything, but you can just feel the energy, right? And Joshua is anything but a snake oil salesman. So, biggest benefit from Yarrow, it's Joshua. The most important acquisition we've had in the last year and a half is Joshua. So I'm putting all my dollars behind him. And as long as he's around and doing what he's doing, there will be benefits. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I'm totally echo that. Joshua, and I don't say this to demean anyone else on the team, not Shahav, not Ship or anyone else, but if there's a meeting with who's who on Wall Street in New York, and COTI had to put one guy in the room that knew at least 30 to 40% of the people in that room, it's Joshua. Yeah, he's the one you can put in the room. Yeah, he's the one that knows everyone everywhere. Now, Shahav's obviously got a massive network as well, but probably more in blockchain circles. Joshua's network spans so much wider than that. Yeah, into real life non-blockchain finance. And blockchain finance, obviously, through his work in Provenance. So no, he's the guy you would put in a room. Yeah, and you know, a pertinent comment from Eli: COTI price action mimics the rest of the market cap peers. Zero to do with COTI accomplishments right now. No, absolutely. The whole market is as dull as a funeral. Yeah, there's just no action anywhere. Yeah, but Eli will also be the first one to say that central banks are already starting to pump more liquidity into the system. The moment that quantitative tightening ended and quantitative easing started, within 24 hours, they'd already pumped, I don't know, $12-15 billion into the economy. And that is just going to continue because the Americans need to grease the wheels before midterm elections. And they're going to be no different than the Republicans are going to be no different than the Democrats. They're going to pump money. They're going to print money and they're going to pump it into the system. And that will eventually filter down to crypto as well. Yeah, there's just no two ways about it. Yeah, it's not happening as fast as we would all like it, and it's not. You know, you're not all going to be millionaires by Christmas. In fact, I'd be very surprised if anything bloody happens in December or January, for that matter. I think we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for this, but you know, it'll come. For those who have the patience, it'll come. Yeah, for those who don't, they'll give up on COTI and then they'll chase another one, and then that will, you know, as always in crypto. Yeah, if you keep chasing the green candles, you will end up with no money. That's just the way it goes. So set up your trading agent on Privex. Put $500 into it. That's probably one of the better investments you could make. All you need to do is you need to figure out how to prompt your trading agent. That's what I'm struggling with now, and I'm feverishly, whatever little time I have, I'm trying to figure out how to prompt these things so that they look at the right things at the right time, and make, you know, and as a consequence of that, will make the right decisions. Because I am 100% definitely going to set up a trading agent, but I need to know what I'm doing before I do it. That's my comment on that. I know you set up an agent. How's it going with that?
I have no idea, right? We can't see it. So I just looked at it today.
It.
So they're all pending deployment, but I'm hoping it's one of the ones that's being tested, but who knows? But yeah, if you want a profitable agent, you could use Agent Zero on Privex, because I really hope it'll be profitable. I believe it will be.
No, but I mean, honestly, why? You know, we're all terrible traders. Yeah, because we need to sleep. We read the timeline and get influenced by people who have got no bloody clue what they're talking about. And then we make a lot of money and we're happy. We make a big loss and we start revenge trading, and maybe you had a fight with a wife the night before, and you start to be emotional in your trades, and you know, all that stuff goes away. The agent just takes care of everything in the background. Yeah. The key thing to having a successful trading agent is to make sure you got the right prompt. Yeah, you ask it to look at the right things in the right places.
And as I always say, until agents are live, you can go on carbondefi.xyz and add a recurring range order. And that is an emotionless way to trade a range with two assets that you wouldn't mind holding anyways, like COTI, or, you know, you can go with stables. But with COTI, I think it's really interesting for me because I don't care really which one I hold. So it's like, it's really fun. But yeah, recurring range orders, Carbon DeFi is just, you know, they're just so much further ahead than everyone. And after you realize how strategies work, and then you can edit them before you withdraw them, and you can change prices and you can add to that. Like it's such beautiful programming. I couldn't be more. Oh, I love Carbon DeFi. But anyways, I'm going to give our listeners homework before the next show, which might be next Sunday or might be during this week or next. Soeren and I haven't decided, but do us a favor, head over to COTI TV and submit some videos for us so that we can populate that thing and push new users to a nicely curated, aggregated form of videos for exciting COTI content that you can't have all in one place anywhere else, more easily to find. That's my sign off. And I'll hand it
and
to
these
you.
And by the way, these videos, just before you sign off, these videos, especially the ones on price actions, they don't have to be bullish, they don't have to be bearish, they can be either, as long as they are price action videos about COTI. So whatever, it's about giving people informed content to make informed decisions. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about it being bullish, or you don't have to worry about it being bearish. Just submit it and then we'll curate it.
Posting a link on Twitter, I think what you mean is by posting to us a link for the video or for the website. The website is coti.tv. If that's what you're asking for, it's coti.tv. If you want to post the links, we want you to do it at COTI TV by submitting a video. It's a short form. It'll take you maybe 30 seconds of copy pasting to get that submitted to us. We'll see it in the admin dashboard and we will force it through. Anything else before you want to go, sir?
No, I think we've chatted enough for today. So thanks as always, Tracer. I missed doing these shows for the last couple of weeks, so I'm happy we're back on our trails.
Yeah, I think it was a good recharge for me. I hope it was for you too. I don't know. I was excited to get back on, to be honest. And you guys showed up like 192 viewers right now. We really appreciate it. So that's it there. The high viewer count and an active comment section. Even though the gremlins here, it is nice to see you guys showing up. So I really appreciate it. So I think that's it from us, from coast to coast and around the world. This is COTI Confidential, episode 42 of season 2. And we'll see you in a week or so. Take care. Stay COTI.
Stay COTI.
Code so slick, circuits they gobble. Encrypted hustle, no chains, no marbles. Faster than the rest, cost stays humble. Breaking through the game, watch others crumble. Nobody do it like this. Circus in the mist. Faster, cheaper, sharper, crypto alchemist. Others stuck in the lane, flipping the twist. Garble circus, baby, we the future, don't miss. Others move slow, we quantum and speed. Blocks they can't touch, fulfilling the need. Chains bound tight, but we unshackled. While they debug, our code is tackled. What they can't do, we already done. That game outdated, we just begun. Algorithms flex, they can't compete. Circuits garble, but the vision concrete. Nobody do it like this. Circus in the mist. Faster, cheaper, sharper, crypto alchemy.